talents parable.
Mm.
So I would guess that most everybody listening to this podcast knows the parable of the talents. But basically, a brief overview is, the rich man is going on a trip. He has a servants. He gives one 10 talents, one was it 5, and the other one 1. And there's another one about the cities and all of that. But he gives them different talents. And so, of course, the first 2 double it, and then the one that has the one buries his talent, and he gets in trouble.
Yeah.
We've done this story many times in Sunday school. I think that I talk about this, that God has given us a mandate through our pastor. God has given us a job to do in Sunday school. We have this. If I could take this out of context a little bit, we have this talent that we've been given. We've been given this job to do, this Sunday school. And so I think that we risk being the servant that buried the talent when we just go through the motions, like we talked about earlier. When we just go through the motions and just put our time in on a macro level of years and on a micro level of today, let's just get through today. When we do that, we bury our talent. We're burying what God has given us. And instead, we need to invest, because then what kind of growth can we see come out of these kids?
Exactly.
It's powerful. I mean, it's really powerful when you think about these kids, what they can become. And so, and that's what I wrote, is take your Sunday school to the next level and watch God give the increase. When we invest in these kids and we help, raise the expectation, raise the bar, and say, yes, you, who, me? Yes, you can. We have a singing group that Anisha works with every day, every Sunday after Sunday school. And so it's actually 2 groups. We have like an A and a B group. And so it's fun for them and all of that. But I tell them all the time, I tell them they got to have energy and stuff, but I tell them, you guys need to set an example.
Yeah. Because
that's part of being in this group, is now you are an example. And so my idea there, and I could do better, but is to raise expectation level. Is like, hey, you can be a leader. You could be, who knows, you might preach one day. You might lead songs one day, or sing on the platform.
Exactly.
And we see it.
We do see it.
We have kids in choir, that were in Sunday school.
We do. We have them in choir. I mean, we have them. I mean, this is before my time, but it was interesting. I get to, on Sunday mornings, I'm part of that little small choir group. And
the chorale,
The chorale. And I think I'm the oldest there, and I'm looking around. I'm like,
really?
I'm like, wow, because it's just amazing as far as what's happened and taken place here, as far as the bar being set. I mean, just the amount of young people that, I mean, they're good.
Oh yeah.
But it's not just an overday thing. It's been practice and
culture,
and pushing and oh man, my mind just went blank.
Oh.
Live
blank on the podcast.
I know. Went blank. Anyway, it must not have been too important because it went blank. That's what I thought.
I used to hate that when I'd be like, I forgot what I was going to say. My aunt, and she's awesome, but she would always, well, it must not have been very important. I'm like, no, it was. It was going
to tie in my whole thought. It was going to make it sound articulate, but anyway.
It was going to be amazing.
It was, at least I thought it was, but apparently not so much. But
well, with that, let's do a recap, because we do need to kind of wrap up a little bit. So the power of expectations. There is so much power in that expectation, and I think, again, it's in the positive and the negative side. When we expect too little out of kids, we're going to get what we expect. Yes. I think it's Peter Drucker, the management guru, that talks about you don't expect what you don't inspect, or something. It's like, basically he's talking. It's kind of a catchy rhyme, but it's basically that things are not going to be operating at top level if you're not watching them and paying attention to them. It's like finances. If you don't watch it, your money is just gone.
It's just gone.
It's like, where did it go? Yeah. And so So the same thing, if we're not on it and we don't manage our expectations, and boy, talking about our disasters and magic, I think that we could do way better on this, is raising expectation and letting kids know, hey, yes, you can be better. You can be great. You can do things for God. So we can do better on that. And then the inspiring atmosphere, I think that we do, we nailed this one. No, we need work in all of them. But I do think that, we have really cool scenes and everything. Mm-hmm. The part that we need to work on with inspiring atmosphere is probably our interaction with kids, between staff and kids.
Yeah.
So I think that we have the epic scenes. We have the decor is pretty cool. I mean, obviously, we can always raise the bar for ourselves. We can always do better. But we have that's pretty cool, and we do. I do want to do better in our acting, but we do full on acting and costumes and everything, and we have enough staff to do that. But when we are interacting as a staff person, not an actor, but as a staff person with kids, I think we can do better.
Yeah.
With the inspirational atmosphere, because I think that myself included, too often we can be like that kid that wants the attention, like you said.
Yeah.
We can be like, Johnny, sit down. Stop acting out. And then number 3 is raise the bar. So raise the bar, of course, is the title of our episode. But when you raise the bar, kids, they will rise to the occasion.
Yeah, they will.
They'll meet your expectations. And then the talents parable. We've been given this job to do. Don't bury it.
Yeah. As
a Sunday school teacher, expand it.
Yeah. I mean, this is an amazing opportunity that we got before us as far as teaching children that are pliable and moldable.
Oh, man.
They many years ago, before I ever moved here, I kind of unfortunately had the mindset and even the kind of the attitude times, well, I feel like I'm just babysitting back here.
Oh, yeah.
Man, and I wish I could go back and I could do things differently. The opportunity that I was given there at that place at that time.
Yes. I'm glad you mentioned that, because that is something I think all Sunday school leaders and teachers and kidmin, teachers or whatever you want to call us, I think that we all have that stigma, or I don't know how you want to say it, but we all want to vehemently say we are not babysitters.
Yeah.
And we want, I guess, the rest of the church to understand, hey, we're not babysitting up here. That's not what we're doing.
We're putting in some work.
Yeah. And so, but I think that if we fall back on that, and if you're outside of it looking, at Sunday school teachers and think, oh, they're babysitting the kids for, whatever, then I think that that's the talent parable. That's where we're burying it. If we're babysitting, we're burying it. We're not maximizing the potential of anybody.
Exactly.
And so we want them to realize in 2 different ways. We want them to mentally realize their potential. We want them to realize, as in the verb. We want them to step into their potential. And we've been given an awesome opportunity. I mean, the return on investment with kids is pretty incredible compared to other people. So when we invest in these kids and help them realize their potential, it's a powerful impact that we can have.
Oh man, I just thought of, I know we're starting to run out of time here, but what is that scripture? Cast your bread upon the water, and many days it shall return.
Oh, yeah. That's a good note to end on.